Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Make Every Second Count Live with me, your host and international award-winning Make Every Second Count speaker, Jeff Marconette Jr. And I am very honored and privileged to have my friend Laura Mitchell here tonight with us, and I hope I said her last name right, because that just reminded me I forgot to ask her how to make sure I knew how to say her last name. But so, Laura, if you would like to go ahead and tell them a little about yourself, and I will get on my phone here and start a watch party and share this to
Okay.
groups and invite people.
Okay. First of all, hello, everybody. Thank you, Jeff, for having me on. And yes, it's Laura Mitchell. And I am honored to be here because I am a big, huge fan of Jeff, and he inspires me every single day with his daily posts. So I'm excited to be here. A little bit about myself and why Jeff asked me to come on. I have a lot going on, and I have a great story to tell. I am the author of the book. Plug in, shameless plug right here, Success Unshackled. And author of the book Success Unshackled. I'm a marriage and family therapist. I work with small businesses everywhere, large businesses. I'm a consultant with United Airlines. I do mental health evaluations for the pilots unions. And the best thing about me is that I am a publisher. I am the owner of Legacy Therapy Publishing, and I have 15 authors that will publish their books under my label this month. So I'm excited about that. That is truly my passion. My niche right now has been women, because I love bringing healing to everybody. But I feel like right now in the world, women are, thriving and have something to say. Everybody has a story to tell, and that's what I love to do. Because I was able to tell my story 2 years ago and get a book deal. And from that book deal, I launched a very successful speaking career, the publishing business. I have the face of the Powerful Women community. It's a Facebook community group subscription page. I have a webinar that is a 6-week success coaching course, and I'm speaking on different stages across the United States. I work with the California Department of Corrections, where I do compassion training courses for sheriffs and lots of their departments, and all because I told my story, Jeff. I have so many layers of my story. I have, when I was very young, I had a child, and he died on the day that he was born. He was here for 12 minutes, and I never learned how to grieve. And because of that, it sent me into just a whirlwind of bad choices and decisions for the rest of my days, until I was able to get to that point of healing. But that didn't happen easily, because I gave birth to my daughter when I was 22 years old, and I was shackled to bed in prison. And it didn't matter how I got there. You have to read the story in the book to see why I was there at all. But I was there, and it was for a reason. God truly saved me from a life that would have been a life of destruction. And I got out of the mess that I was in, and I decided that I never wanted to live shackled again. Nothing was ever going to hold me back again. So I got out of there. I became very successful very quickly. I went back to school. I got educated. I started a nonprofit organization for children and women in my community. Again, went to college and just launched an entire new life for myself. But even though I felt like I was successful in some areas, I was still shackled to a lot of things in my life. I was still ashamed of where I had been and fearful of moving forward. For example, I didn't want to apply for any jobs because I didn't want anyone to know that I was a convicted felon. And even at that time, although I was ashamed and embarrassed, I didn't let that hold me back. I created my own job. I opened my own company, and I became my own judge. And I didn't let anything hold me back. And that's what I do today is I talk to people everywhere around the world about just moving forward, that no matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, that you can do anything, But by telling your story and sharing something that you've been through, it may prevent or help somebody from going through something that you've been through. Why not share your story and help someone if you can, so that they don't have to go through that heartache and be in a desolate place? And so that's what I love to do. And that's what I do in publishing is I help people tell their story from their past. I bring it to their present, and I help them find healing, find their purpose, and show them how to use that to move forward. And so that's what I do every day.
All right, I have a question for you, and
Yep.
this is gonna seem kind of weird, but I happen to know you just had a new arrival to your life, right?
Yes. Yes, I did.
And what was your new arrival?
Well, I have, Jeff, you didn't know this, but I just we just welcomed my seventh grandson to the
Wow.
world on Friday. So my grandson was born on Friday, and I couldn't be more proud. Yes, seven grandsons. I
Wow.
know, I know. I'm so excited about that. So I'm getting ready to hit the road and take a break from the chaos and just be able to enjoy really what life is about and see his beautiful face.
Yeah, I understand that. So, um, I you spent time in jail and you
Hmm.
didn't want people to know you were a felon on your applications. So how did you eventually get past that? I mean, how did you get to the point where you can just go out and tell people that about yourself?
I had to start believing in myself. I had to stop caring and worrying about what anybody else was going to think about me, because at one point in my life I got to the place where I it was survival for me, and I could no longer bear that shame, and I no longer had to. And that was part of what I learned in, going through all that I went through and following God, knowing that he had already suffered all of that for me. There was no reason for me to hold on to any of that shame or embarrassment. And once I did, Jeff, once I opened up and I started filling out those applications, people started asking questions and wanted to know, what I was doing to improve my life. And there were people out there that actually wanted to help me, that gave me a foot in the door. And it just wasn't enough for me. I wanted more. And so that's when I created my own company and started doing what I wanted to do and didn't allow anybody or anything to hold me back. And then I was able to also repay back, you know, the people that helped me. And
Yeah.
I also, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I was also able to help other people who were coming out of that same situation that I was, because I started a nonprofit community. I was able to give a job to somebody who was searching for a job, who was trying to get back on track. I was able to help parents reintegrate with their families after being incarcerated. I was able to help grandparents I provided childcare for grandparents who were taking care of their children. So it was so much that I did just because of where I was. So in a way, I knew that I wanted to pay it forward. So I created that position.
That is awesome. Now I'm going to take a second here and I'm going to give shout outs to some people that are watching.
Oh,
And if
okay.
you are watching, please share this video out because you never know whose life
Right.
Laura's story can change. And also hit that like button and we will love you for it, I promise. But I need to say hi to Rahim. Now he is watching from Bangladesh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then we also have Sakoni Prince on the line and Janine La Rochelle. And she says, well, actually, here, I forgot I can do this. I'll put it up here on the screen.
Oh, then I can see it too. Okay.
Yeah, she says, okay, this is the final push I needed. I'll go live tomorrow. I've been totally resisting
No.
out of fear. And then I need to
Get it
say,
out, Janine.
I need to say hi to Barb Villette and thank Janine for sharing. So, uh, yeah. And then, sorry, that kind of just threw me off there for a minute because
It's
that
okay.
was a great comment. But so, oh, what do you have coming up? I know you told me some massive things that you
Yes.
have up, and I think everybody out there should hear about them too.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that it's all just, God has had his hand in everything, Jeff. Absolutely every moment along my path has led me to where I'm going in the next quarter of my life. And I will be having a Legacy Therapy book workshop coming up in Las Vegas on beginning of April. You can get more information about that. I will be I've been invited to UCLA for a TED Talk anytime between March and April. Don't have an exact date, but I'll post that information. And I am speaking at the Wake Up and Win conference in New York City on April 29th with Les Brown, Jermaine Miller, and there's some other fantastic speakers. But that's the one that I'm really excited about. It'll be a big push for me. It's 2,200 people. And even more exciting than that, I have just finished an interview over at the Ellen DeGeneres show where they're going to pick up a segment of my book and have me on and have a discussion about that. So I'm super excited about where God is leading me, and I hope that I could get some new followers and help some new people along the way. Kind of like you, Jeff, you've been just a great inspiration. So that's what
Well,
we do,
thank
right?
you very much. So, what is the importance for other people to share their stories?
Oh, again, why, if you have overcome something and you know that it works by sharing what you've been through, why wouldn't you help someone else not have to go through that, right? Just have a quicker healing, be able to reach out to that person and say, hey, what did you go through? How did it work for you? How did you overcome? For me personally, Jeff, I overcame everything that I've been through by just getting up every single morning and putting one foot in front of the other, not letting anything hold me back. There are days that I didn't want it to move forward. There were days that I couldn't even look myself in the mirror. And I still continue to move forward every single day. Something new happened. And now today I work on self-care for myself. And it's, a little bit every day. Just a small accomplishment makes a big deal in the long run. So keep moving forward. Don't let anything hold you back. Any misconceptions about yourself that someone has told you in the past, you can't hold on to those things. At the end of the day, you have to be able to live with you.
Yeah.
You have to be happy with you.
Yeah, there's a quote. Now, I'm not sure who it's by, but it's about that life is like a bicycle. It's easier to keep going if you keep moving, because if you stop, you're
Right.
going to fall over. Now, is that Thomas Edison? Is that Albert Einstein? Or is that Les Brown?
It's one of the greats. I know that one for sure.
Yeah. So I know that you're pretty busy here. So I just want to take another second and tell you thank you so much for being here tonight.
You're welcome.
But in these final few seconds, do you have anything that you would like to give the audience, like a piece of advice or contact information or your Amazon account number or I
Yes,
don't
I will. I do. My one piece of advice is to not forget how powerful you are. And I'm talking about powerful, Full. If you continue to keep yourself full, then you have access to all the power within you. Keep yourself full. Don't give from your cup, give from your overflow. If you're full, you keep flowing. That's what people should get from you. Keep yourself full. That's my advice. And I am Laura Mitchell, and can be reached at IamLauraMitchell.com, and I am Laura Mitchell here.
All right. And I have one other question that I
Sure.
just came up with.
Sure.
So what exactly how exactly would you say that people can fill their cup? Because you say live in the overflow or give in the overflow, but how exactly can people fill it up enough to overflow? Because people are struggling with energy, they're struggling with money, they're struggling with all kinds of things in life, and some people aren't going to have that overflow.
Good question, Jeff. For me personally, it's hope. Hope is the biggest portion of my cup, because without hope, without thinking or feeling or believing that there's something more, my cup would be absolutely empty to the ground. And so I fill my cup up with hope, and then I continue to educate myself. I continue to take care of myself. I continue to reach a higher goal every day. I listen to, affirmations every day. I talk to myself every day. I edify myself. I take care of me first. I like all of the other content that everybody gives me, but it's what I'm pouring into myself first. I look in the mirror and I remind myself every day how beautiful I really am, because there was a point in my life where my cup was empty. I didn't think there was any beauty inside of me. And today, that's one of the things that I do. I fill my cup up with my own affirmation every single day. But you have to be able to reach outside of that cup and bring that inside, bring it into you. That could be, reading a daily devotional, daily affirmations, but again, just having that hope and having that faith. Yeah, exactly.
My cup's
Exactly.
empty.
Oh, fill it up. I'm
It
filling it up
doesn't have
right
enough
now.
hope.
But and that's what I'm saying. You don't want to you don't want to pour your cup out, Jeff. You want to stay full so it flows over.
Well, if I had this cup full, I wouldn't be able to turn it over. So it's better if it's empty.
No, it's not. That's a
Just
physical cup.
that mug.
Inside, you're one of the fullest people I know. You give
That mug.
constantly.
Yeah,
You
I'm
give
just saying
constantly and
that mug.
consistently.
Yeah. So I thank you again, Laura, for
You're
being.
welcome.
I know this show was kind of weird, and it didn't go like most of my shows go, but that's all right because we go with the flow, we roll with the
That's right.
punches, and we make every second count. But I
That's
need
right.
everybody out there to do me a favor. Look, I'm Jeff Marconette. I went through 2.5 months in a coma and 3.5 in the hospital. I had to relearn everything from walking to talking to eating to drinking again. So I know you guys can do anything you want, but you need to remember one thing. You need to remember that you have to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when the seconds are going to run out on your one life. Hey, until next Tuesday. Actually, I might not be here next Tuesday. Oh, hi, Ryan. Because next Tuesday I'm actually scheduled to be in Topeka, Kansas.
Oh, that's
But
fantastic.
I will check in with you guys and let you know. And until next time, see you later.